Hi, my name is Jose. I'm from Fabric and Apparel Manufacturing Technology Section 1, and this video is talking about the ground story of the textile product. After you finish watching this video, you will understand how a textile product is produced from 0 to 100. Without wasting time, let us start our video.
Product that I selected is curtain. In general, as we know that a curtain is a piece of cloth intended to block light, air draft or water. Mostly, curtains are often hung on the inside of the building's windows to block the passage of light, for instance, at night to aid escaping or to stop the light from escaping outside the building. Nowadays, in the market, there are a lot of curtains produced due to their design pattern and transparency. Then, later, I will show how the curtain form from a fabric to a complete product. This is the principle of manufacturing of the curtain. My product curtains are made using weaving. And what is weaving? Weaving is the process of producing fabric by interlacing the weft and weft thread and process of mechanically interlacing two sets of yarn at right angle to other depend to the design order. Then, the diagram shows that the horizontal path is top weft and the vertical are called weft. Then, for weaving, there are different structure and properties. For the product of curtain are using plan structure. The plan weft is the most basic and extensively in which of the weft and weft yarns are interlacing to each other one by one. Plan weft show properties of strong, hard-wearing, durable, and flexible. Now we will move to a weaving process. Weaving process can be classified into three basic mechanisms, which is primary motion, secondary motion, and auxiliary motion. And the below one is the schematic of weaving machine with the parts called headers, and reed with the different function during weaving process. Now I will explain the whole weaving process. First is the primary motion of shading. Shading opens the warp sheet to separate the layers to facilitate passage of shutter, and this motion harness move up and down to complete the shading motion. Next is the packing process. Packing motion allows the shutter carry the weft from the one side to other side of the room. Shutter is the tools that help carry yarns pass through the shade, and the last primary motion is spitting process. It is also the last operation of the rooms in weaving, which is the last peak insert of the fabric is split into the position against the preceding peaks. Then the secondary motion carry out motion in the same time, which is take up motion and left off motion. Take up motion help to roll the cloth on the cloth roller and to control the peak density of the cloth. Then the left off motion is help to release yarn at a uniform speed to maintain the weft tension from the weaving beam. Next, this video is example of how to using a hand loom machine. In the video, we can show that the person using it could control the up and down of the harness to separate the layers. Then, using a shutter to carry the thread pass through the path across the room. And last, she using the reed to stick the new loops to the old loops. Then, keep repeating this step. After a few times, we can see the pattern come out. In order to produce a good quality of cloth and to prevent damage, it is necessary to have some stop motion provided on the room. The motion is called auxiliary motion. Auxiliary motion are added to the room to get high productivity and the good quality of cloth. Next, I will explain some common auxiliary motion of the room. First is the warp stop motion. It is to stop the room when a weft thread break or excessively lost. Next is weft stop motion. This motion is able to stop the room when a weft break or run out of the pin. Then is the weft protection mechanism. This mechanism is to protect the warp thread by stopping the room when the weft fall to reach and the box properly into either the windy during picking. Then the last is the break motion. Break motion is the mechanism to stop the room when a weft yarn break. Next is the printing process. The fabric moves on a roller belt, then the fabric will pass through the roller with design and pen. In this process, the design with ink will pen on the fabric. After then, the fabric will move to the drying machine to dry the fabric. Finally, the design pattern will paint on the fabric when it comes out from the machine. Next is dyeing process. In this process, the fabric is put inside a closed chamber through which water with dyes and chemical dissolve move fast in the form of jet. The pressure of the jet makes the fabric move slowly inside the chamber, help to achieve uniformity. After finished dyeing, need to release out the water excess, and finally the fabric are completely dyeing. After dyeing the fabric, need to process by the compactor machine. Function of compactor machine are shrinkage control, twisting control, and increased smoothness of the fabric. Lastly, fabric need to have some manufacturing process to become a complete curtain product. The fabric need to cut in size, and both the side hems and the bottom seams are blind sketches at the same time. The fabric need to cut all the curtains at once to ensure the pattern and the texture will match perfectly. Well, joining and capping drops in motion graduates consisting snatches and finish the corner. After that, the curtains are finished and are ready to be pressed and folded for delivery. Finally, a completely curtain are produced. Then, there are a test which is flammability testing of the curtain needed to given the grade of the curtain. A curtain may be tested to see if it is likely to catch fire when exposed to the flame. There is no curtain are not flammable. This flammability testing can be used to assess whatever is not it is safe, meaning that it is unlikely to cause a hazard or bring a harm to the user in normal use or emergency situation. Flammability testing are testing the flame retardant of the curtain. The flame retardant means the fabric pass the applicable test to inhibit flame propagation. Flame retardant curtain can be retracted to maintain their fire electricity if they get wet. There are two flammability testing which is MFPA 701 and MFPA 705. This is the procedure of the MFPA 701. Then the video show how the tests are conducting. For this test we burn the fabric pigment and observe the condition of the fabric. Then next is MFPA 705, same to the procedure and the video conducting test. As the video show that, we can observe that within 2 seconds, the samples self-extinguish and start producing debris fireball. Due to the advance of the technology, there are a lot of automatic machines are replacing the manual machine. For example, there are several models of the automatic weaving machine in the market. All the motion is operating by the machine follow the design setting, and some process get needed manually and also replaced by the machine, such as picking motion is replaced by a air jet to perform an automatic machine. A lot of companies such as Textile are produce some fully automatic machine in the market. So nowadays, a lot of companies start applying fully automatic machine in their production line to handle large amount of order to increase their production sales. So I ensure that by applying technology in the process, not only can increase the production and also the sales.